The dark forest theory, from Liu Cixin's novel The Three-Body Problem, offers a bold explanation for the Fermi paradox. This paradox questions why, despite the likelihood of extraterrestrial life, we haven't detected any civilizations. In Liu's theory, the universe is like a dark forest where civilizations act as silent hunters, fearing exposure to more advanced beings that could lead to their destruction. This fear drives civilizations to remain hidden and avoid contact, ensuring their survival. This concept suggests that our lack of contact with extraterrestrial civilizations may be due to their deliberate silence and caution. It continues to spark intense debates among scientists, philosophers, and space enthusiasts, raising questions about our place in the cosmos and the reasons for our apparent solitude. Do you think the dark forest theory holds the key to the Fermi paradox?
Something. So the a lot of people worried about AI are like, we need to shut it down before it like causes problems. Before
Right.
Like wake up the demon, cause an issue, get something on Earth that hates us and wants to kill us. Arguably the thing we should have shut down from the very beginning was radio.
Radio.
Right, because we've been like broadcasting radio waves for the last 120 years, and the radio waves don't stop once they leave Earth's atmosphere; they keep going. And so we now have radio waves of human activity that have radiated out 120 light years.
Is that bad?
Well, depends. Are there hostile aliens within 120 light years? And so but maybe that was the original sin. And then of course television, of course, made that problem much worse.
Right. We would have to think of like a hostile, militaristic empire that took over a whole planet and then started exploring the solar system. Not one that we like to think of aliens as being evolved, hyper intelligent, beyond ego and war. They've bypassed all that, and now they're into science and exploration. And
well, here's the question though: is like, would aliens have a sense of humor? Right? Would they like be able to differentiate between truth and fiction? Right? And so, like for example, suppose they're sitting in their advanced alien base on Gemini 9 or whatever, and they're receiving 30 years, 20 years after the fact episodes of Fear Factor, right? And they think that you're actually like torturing people, and they figure that in order to preserve the human rights of humanity, they need to invade as a consequence of your show and take over and protect us.
That doesn't make any sense.
Well, but if they don't have a sense of humor, if they don't know,
even if they don't have a sense of humor, they can clearly see that these people are in a contest.
Why would they even have a concept of a contest? I mean, how silly is that? A serious species,
it's competition,
wouldn't do such things.
But a serious species started out as a dumb species.
No,
unless they're magic.
You're hoping that they understand these things.
Yes.
Since the invention of the first working radio telescope back in 1937 by American amateur astronomer Grote Reber, we've been listening for sounds coming from the cosmos in hopes of finding a radio signal that would tell us we're not alone. With this homemade telescope, Reber mapped the radio structure of the Milky Way galaxy, discovered bright sources of radio wave outside the galaxy, and made important observations that would later help physicists discover non-thermal radiation. That said, it's helpful to understand radio waves before we start talking about signals from space. Radio waves, just like light waves, are part of the electromagnetic spectrum, and all electromagnetic waves travel at the speed of light, which is a blistering 186,282 miles per second. You're all familiar with SETI, or the Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence, which has been scanning space for radio signals that might come from some kind of advanced civilization like ours. And we've actually received some mysterious radio signals. The WOW signal was a mysterious and unexplained radio signal detected from outer space on August the 15th, 1977. It's one of the most famous and puzzling radio signals ever received by SETI. The The signal was detected by the Big Ear radio telescope at Ohio State University's Perkins Observatory, which was used for SETI research at the time. The signal was discovered by Dr. Jerry R. Emin, an astronomer working on the SETI project at the time. While analyzing data from the Big Ear telescope, he came across a remarkably strong and narrowband signal that lasted for exactly 72 seconds. The signal was so unusual that Emin circled the data on the computer printout and wrote "Wow" in red ink, giving the signal its famous name.
But the bell's already been rung, and they've heard it. Out in the dark, among the stars. Ding dong, the god is dead.
But a bell cannot be unrung! He's hungry. He's found us. And he's coming